What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to oil the bearings on your skateboard. Let's get started. Okay, so we're now over at the top down, and the first thing I want to say is please excuse my finger. You can see that I have it all wrapped up, and it looks way dirtier on camera than it does in real life. Like, this side is like barely got anything on it, and then on this side it's just got a little bit, but it looks way darker on camera. The reason I have this on is because I burnt myself really bad the other day on a hot pan. You guys can see right there, I got this finger too, but just not as bad. So, I know it might be a little weird that my finger looks like this, but it's better than seeing the actual burn. So yeah, I'm doing this for you. Okay, so let's get started. What you're gonna need for this is, of course, your wheels. I actually took my truck off my board so that I could show this to you guys a little bit better. You do not have to do that. You can do it with it on your board. I just did it so I can get it onto the top down a little easier, because you guys saw in the last video that I made at the top down with the replacing the belt, I had my whole board, my whole electric board sitting up here, and it was kind of awkward to film. So I just took the truck off, and you can tell that or maybe you saw it earlier, but I have drop through trucks. So to get my truck off, I had to take my whole like all of that stuff off, the bushings and everything. So that's how you take your how you take your drop-through trucks off if you have drop-through trucks and you end up having to take them off. So let's start with what you need. So I think I already said that, but you're going to need your wheels. Of course, you have your T-tool. This one is actually from X-Way, the brand that makes my electric skateboard. You're going to need the middle size. So it's the one that the little like screwdriver here is pointing towards. It's going to be this one. And if you don't have a T-tool, you can use like a wrench, like an adjustable wrench, or just like a normal wrench or socket or whatever you have to get your wheels off. And then for oil, I have some WD-40. This is actually, I'm not actually going to be using this because I like this stuff better. It's silicone spray. This stuff seems to work a little bit better, but if this is all you have, then use this. It works just as good. But I'm going to use the silicone spray because I like it, and I'm pretty sure it's sort of water resistant. So yeah, waterproofs parts. So that's why I like the silicone oil. So we're going to set this off to the side up there. Okay, so let's go ahead and start here. Go ahead and take your wheel off. You're also, whoa, this nut is already incredibly loose. I might have to get a new, oh, that might have been out of frame, I'm sorry. This nut was already crazy loose. I might have to get a new one for that side because it wiggled itself loose. But, oh yeah, there's one more thing you're going to need. I'll be right back. Let me grab it. Whoa, I just hit the mic. Sorry, when I got up I hit the mic. You're also going to need a rag. Because there's a lot of grease and dirt and stuff that gets in here. There's not as much on mine because I actually oiled these not too long ago, and I'm having to do it again because Anthony, you watched the videos, pretty sure, he was riding it and he ran it into a ditch, and he put the front two wheels in the ditch. So that's why I'm redoing these, and there isn't going to be as much dirt and nastiness in there as there usually is, but I'm already getting grease on my fingers. So you got that nut, and also I want to put this down because I'm already leaving, it's off camera, but I'm already leaving dirt on my white top-down table, and it's already dirty from last time I used it. So we're just going to set all this stuff right here, and you should have speed rings. I think most of mine have fallen off, but they're these little rings, basically a washer. They're called speed rings. That are inside. They should be on both sides, but since I've already changed my bearings, I think I've lost most of them. So I actually have nice, like, upgraded bearings, and these are from Shiver. As you can tell, there's no spacer rolling around in there. It's because these are spacerless bearings. They have built-in spacers. So I will have those bearings linked down in the description. I really like them. They spin super good, and you don't have to worry about spacers. And I'm sorry if it's hard to see these wheels. They're like purple, but on camera they kind of look black. It's really hard to see them, but yeah, there's that. Got your wheel off. Okay, now we're gonna move my little rag over here. Okay, and I'm sorry if I keep hitting the mic. It's set up like right here, right off camera, and it's right by my arm. So you're going to take your WD-40 or whatever spray that you're using, and you're just going to kind of, whoa, I about sprayed myself there, the nozzle was in the wrong spot. Just kind of spray in there, and then you can see that it's all sitting there. And then there's also a ring, that black ring that right there that has letters on it. That's basically your dust seal, but the oil can kind of soak past there if you let it go long enough. Then you take your finger, and you see the silver piece right here, or it might be black or whatever it is, the raised piece, like the inner piece, and then you just spin that around for a while, and you can probably hear dirt on the inside starting to move around. I can put it close to the mic. You can hear dirt and stuff in there, grit, starting to spin around, and you just want to do that for a little while. Do it really fast, spin it the other way, just really work all that oil in there. And then after you do that, you can go ahead and spin it over, spray some more in there. This one actually isn't spinning, this one is all seized up. Okay, that would be why we do this. This one is actually not spinning. See if I can put it on the truck and spin it, but you guys kind of get the deal. You just spin them for a while, but for some reason this one is not wanting to spin, so we'll put it on the truck and see if it will. We'll put it back on the truck. It's kind of just not doing anything. Okay, well, if your bearing starts doing that, you can take it out. And I was not planning to have to do this, but how you take your bearing out, you can use your truck. You just put it in here like this, and then you kind of just pry on it, spin it a little bit, pry, spin, whoa, and it goes flying. You guys can now see that the spacerless bearings, can't focus on that, whoa, in camera. It's not really wanting to focus on that, but there's built-in spacer. So for some reason this bearing is all messed up. Okay, let's see if we can get this thing to start spinning. And if you really want to, you can basically just soak these things in WD-40 or oil or whatever it is. Just fill like a bowl up with it or something and soak it. Oh, start to spin. Man, this bearing is all seized up. It is not wanting to spin. Okay, I'll be right back when I get this thing to start spinning again. Okay, so I finally got that bearing to spin. What I had to do is basically douse it in grease and then just let it sit for a little while, and then I put it back on the truck, tighten the bolt down like really tight, and then just spun the wheel like that, and it just ripped it loose. So now it free spins, just like both of them free spin, just like they should. Okay, now you want to put it back on your truck. Put your nut on. Oh, wrong one. And then you want to put this on basically where you want it. I like to keep mine just a little bit loose on this. How I have this board set up, I have the trucks super loose, and then I have the wheels really loose too. So the board rides really weird. Just about there. So the wheel has a little bit of wobble. Let's see if you guys can hear this. That right there, it just has a little bit of wobble to it. So that's where I like mine. And then you take your grease or oil, again I keep saying grease, your spray, whatever it is, you spray some in there. Oh, out of frame, sorry. And then you just spin this around. It's kind of going to go everywhere, so you can just keep your hand over top of it, or just not put too much in like I just did. Spin it back and forth, let it spin for different amounts of times, and just work that all in there, and then wipe it with your rag, and then get all that excess stuff off, and then do the same thing on the other side. See that there? Just do the same thing. Oh my gosh, I'm spraying it everywhere all over my desk. Well, there's that. You just spin it on both sides, and then again, drain off all of that oil. It's because I keep putting way too much oil on by accident. But go ahead and wipe all this up. I can wash this table off pretty easy. So there's that. That right there is how you oil your bearings. Really simple. It doesn't need to be crazy, and it doesn't need to take forever. Just if your bearings are seized up like I did, just tighten it down and put some oil in it. tighten it down on your truck and then just spin it really hard and it will let up. Then if you have stuff all over your wheels, then you can just do this and get it all off. It looks like I have way more on there because these wheels are actually kind of reflecting from the light. But yeah, that's basically it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was informational for those of you that are needing to oil your bearings. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Oh, I can't reach. There it is.